So today we're talking about ozone generators, and with me is Phil Seamus from Ecosuds.
Well, hi Marie.
How are you doing today, Phil?
Wonderful. Glad to be with you again today.
Yes, this is great. Now, I take it this little device here, which is very small, is an ozone generator.
This is an ozone generator, and ozone generators are amazing little devices. Ozone generators, surprisingly enough, generate ozone.
And what does ozone
What does
do?
ozone do? Well, have you ever been out in a thunderstorm, and after the thunderstorm you've taken a nice deep breath, and it smells fresh and clean and wonderful? Well, ozone is a wonderful gas made up of 3 oxygen molecules that helps clean all of that bad, icky stuff out of the air. It'll get rid of bad odors, it'll get rid of mold, it'll get rid of mildew, it'll get rid of germs, fungus, all the stuff that you don't want in the air, it will get rid of. And let me tell you how it does it. Ozone is, like I said, 3 oxygen molecules. And ozone is a very unstable gas. So one of those oxygen molecules will want to detach and attach itself to another molecule, in most cases a bad smelling molecule, a piece of fungus, a molecule of the mildew or of the mold, whatever it is, that a germ, bacteria, and it'll attach itself to that. It'll oxidize that bad smelling thing, and it no longer smells badly, and it also kills any organic organism that it contacts. So the wonderful thing about it is that it gets rid of the odor, and when it's done getting rid of the odor, what does ozone convert back to? Well, pure oxygen. So there's no toxic residue when it's all done.
Oh, that's a great idea. Yeah. And now this is a very small unit. Now, is this something that could be used on an industrial or a commercial basis?
Well, this one is used quite extensively commercially. There are a lot of car dealers that would use this, and hotels that would use this. This particular unit is made by Genesco out of New Hampshire, and it has both a variable output control as well as a timer. So say you were running a hotel and you had a room where somebody smoked. They shouldn't have.
But they did.
But they did.
Yeah.
Your maid can take this in, drop this in the room, put this on high for maybe a couple of hours, leave it in the room, and when she comes back to the room will smell absolutely fresh. Now, one thing that I told you before about ozone is ozone has the potential, well, it does kill living organisms.
Of course.
Well, because of that, you don't want to be in a room that's what's called shocked. In other words, we put a lot of ozone in that room until the ozone has gone down to safe levels again. So that's why we want a timer, or we want to make sure that when we go back into that room, we're wearing proper breathing gear if there's a lot of ozone in there. Now, the ozone will break down very quickly back to oxygen again. The ozone has a half-life of only 20 minutes, which means in a very brief period of time, the ozone is going to revert back to oxygen. But again, if you thought you were going to be shocking the room, getting rid of that smoke for 2 hours, you set it for 2 hours and go back into the room in 3 hours, you're perfectly safe in that room because the ozone has all but converted back to oxygen again, and you have a nice fresh smelling room. It could also be used by car dealers, by realtors who want to get rid of smoke in a home. Many uses for mold remediation. They have bigger units as well that are also used for mold remediation and getting rid of smoke if it's a fire in a home. You can pop one of these in the house and let it run for a day or two depending on how bad the fire was. Put some fans around so it makes the ozone travel around the house. Make sure your furnace is running so that it's taking all the ozone through your ducts, killing all the microorganisms, killing all the fungus, killing all the allergens, killing all the dust mites that happen to be in your ducts. It'll make your home absolutely fresh and germ and odor free.
Wow, that's excellent. So this is a service, of course, that you provide through Ecosuds?
Yeah.
That you will go into a person's home, or can they actually purchase a unit?
Well, both. We actually can provide the units on a short-term basis if they need them. Or for many folks, it makes sense to buy one. There's also very small units. For example, they have a small unit. It's about this big by that wide. And that little unit produces enough ozone to get rid of bad smells, for example, from your hockey gear or your football gear or your clothing if you're a hunter or fisherman and you can get all that icky smell out of it. You just simply put this up on the shelf in your closet, put your smelly gear in there, leave it run overnight, fresh as a daisy in the morning. Also great for your car. If you have some, you know, those odors that sometimes
I was going to say, I could see the use for this for like a car dealership, where if, you know, they've had a pre-owned car come in that's been smoked in and everything else, this would be a wonderful unit.
It's perfect for that. And that little unit I was just talking about for your own personal use, or if you run a taxi service, you can pop this unit on the dash at the end of your day, and by the time you come back in the morning, the car smells fantastic again. So a lot of different uses, anywhere from killing germs and microbes and molds and mildews to just getting rid of those funky odors you don't want anymore. Units that range from these tiny little units that are great for personal all the way up to really big units that put out a huge amount of ozone for getting rid of smoke in a seriously damaged home, or getting rid of a seriously bad mold situation they may have in a home.
Oh, definitely. Now, this information is all available on your website?
It is. It's all available actually at ozonegenerators.ca. That's ozonegenerators.ca.
Ozone, okay.
Or you can actually go to our EcoSudsProducts.com website and link through to the Genesco ozone generators from there. So you can learn all about ozone, all about the ozone generators, and how they can help get rid of all those bad smells from your life.
That's great. Thanks so much, Bill.
Thanks for having me again.